Hello. Oh, forgot a light. Hello, how we doing? Welcome to today's live stream. Welcome to Tuesday afternoon already. Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me? All good? Lie down, Peanut. You just stay there. If somebody can tell me that you can hear me, that'd be awesome. I think everything is working fine. All good. Awesome. I realized I I left the new intro in place. So what you just saw with the different music, that's the intro that I used last week to the members only live stream that I did on Wednesday. Last week was the first one. I'm going to do that every 2 weeks. So next Wednesday is the next one. But yeah, I left that in place. So my bad. But hey, something looks a little bit different. So that's basically a view of my backyard is what that was, just outside my office here. And that's where I've been making more and more of my videos lately, just in the backyard. Something new. And that's something I like to suggest to people, especially if you think things are stagnating a bit, and even if they're not. I think it's a great idea to switch things up a bit, like show your audience something new. Obviously, the content and what you're going to be talking about is probably the most important thing. But if you can maybe help with that retention, people watching more of your videos, doing some creative things in the background might help with that. So as you know, I do, or if you're a returning viewer, as you probably know, that I do a lot of walk and talk videos. I haven't done one in a little bit, so I'm probably due for one of those. But yeah, walking and having the background change as you walk, that's just something else to keep people interested in whatever you're talking about. So whenever I show a different background, I think, yeah, let's show them something a little bit different, and maybe they'll be more apt to stick around if my content isn't as interesting as maybe I think it should be. Lie down. She's just getting comfortable. So how's everybody? Where are you watching from today? Anybody new? Anybody new here? Or are you all returning? It's awesome to see this live stream grow the way it has. There's been a lot of new people over the last several weeks. A lot of old faces as well. And I appreciate all of you. Where shall we start? Why don't I just get right into the chat? There's a few things that we can talk about. The new mentorship program that I'm about to release. Still not quite ready, but I can talk a little bit about that. There's the video I put out yesterday. So 2 weeks in a row, I took a little bit of a break. So last week I also only had one video. But that will be different this week because I've already put one out yesterday, and I've already got one ready to go for tomorrow. And I'm working on the one for Friday. In fact, see, that's sometimes all it takes, just a couple days to kind of recharge and get straight in your head what it is you want to do, what kind of videos you want to make. Yeah, that's kind of what happened to me. So I've got a list of actually 5 videos. One is coming out tomorrow. So 4 more, one of which I'm working on Friday. So 3, down to 3 additional ideas. And this is kind of like a new list, not my big master list that's over there somewhere that's got 50 ideas on it. This is more current. And every once in a while I have to update my list. But just some things I want to talk about. So tomorrow I'm going to help you guys become an honorary Maritimer and what it takes to be one. A little bit different. It's really doesn't have anything to do with YouTube at all. Other than I'm going to be teaching something completely different outside of my niche, but on this channel, let's just see what happens. Okay. Most of my viewers may not be interested in what I have to say in that, but it is only short. It's just a 6-minute video. I'm going to teach you how to tie a knot. All right. So there you go. That's tomorrow's. And like I said, I already made it. I made it yesterday. But yeah, I mean, if you're ever out on a boat with somebody and that somebody is driving the boat and you're about to dock and that somebody has to stay on the wheel, well then that somebody might need a hand in tying up the boat. So it'd be helpful if that person knew how to tie the proper knot. So that's what I'm going to help you with tomorrow morning. Let's see what happens. I think mental health and YouTube is another topic. I kind of touched on it a little bit with the take a break video, but I think that deserves a little bit more airtime. So I'm still thinking about what that's going to look like. I'm going to announce the mentorship program. So that will be a video that I know won't do that great because not everybody is going to be interested in doing something like that. But I've got to have it on my channel. So I'm going to do that one. And this one's a little dicey. And I'm sure you guys might have some comments about this. It could potentially be a very popular video, but it might also flop. And it's a little bit, it's a place where I said I would never go. And that is, I want to talk a little bit about what's going on in my home country of Canada, trade wars, that kind of thing. And I'm going to try to keep it as neutral as I possibly can, but from a Canadian's perspective. I know I have a lot of American friends here watching my live streams and watching my videos. I'm going to do my best not to alienate anybody, but I just think sometimes it's helpful to, it's something that's on my mind, right? So I want to talk about that in a video. So don't know exactly how that's going to go yet. Haven't done it. It's just an idea on a piece of paper right now. But it's a trending topic, so that's certainly not going to be an evergreen video, more of a trending video. I'm going to talk about that. So anyways, let's leave it there for now. What else do I want to mention? So before I get into the chat, just some basic stuff that I always say at the beginning of my live streams. If anybody is interested in joining Creators Cove, there's a link in the description down below. It's free to join. We've had a lot of new members actually join in the last day or so because of the video I posted yesterday, I believe. Yeah, because I talked about a comment I got from Marvarine, a friend of mine who's in Creators Cove, and she was struggling a little bit with motivation. And so anyway, that's what yesterday's video was about. So I talked about Creators Cove, so we got a lot of people joining up. I think we're up over 500 people in there now, so that's awesome. Also, a couple more free tools. If you're interested in the stats tracker that I use, it's basically a Google Sheets spreadsheet or Excel spreadsheet that I use to track my channel growth. And I enter things manually. It's tracked on a monthly basis, and it's just a neat way to see things visually, to see how you're growing, where you're growing, what videos are responsible for your growth, things like that. If you want that, you can download it for free down below. And what else is there? The Success Guide, YouTube Over 40 Starter, or what is it called? The Over 40 YouTube Success Guide. For people over 40. I forget what I called it. Anyways, that's a free guide. It's like an 11-page PDF. You can download that for free as well down below. And also, if anybody wants coaching, I offer one-on-one coaching. Link to that down below as well. Okay, all that out of the way. Who is here today? I see there's 65 of you. Awesome. That's fantastic. And a lot of you are chiming in the chat. So let's see what we've got here. And oh yes, as a quick reminder, any questions that you have, if you could please put a QQQ in front, that will decrease the chances that I will accidentally skip over your question. Okay, and that way I'll be able to get to more of them. And also, I can't promise I'll get to all the questions, but I do my best to answer as many as I can. I'm planning on this live stream being 2 hours today, not the 3 hours it's been the last couple of weeks. The members only one on Wednesday was 2 hours, and that was kind of fun. What's that I'm hearing? Oh, I don't have any music on here, do I? I hope not. I'm going to get flagged for copyright if I've got music here. Just checking my YouTube tabs, make sure they're not playing. And they are not, so we're good. All right, so I've got right off the bat a question from the Dirt Princess. Question, excited to hear about your new coaching and mentoring system. Question here about below about uploading, size of files, etc. My only experience is videos a few seconds long, took forever to upload. A few seconds long, took forever to upload? I would check your internet connection because it shouldn't take that long. So obviously, the faster internet connection you have, the faster you will be able to upload. But that would be super. leads me to believe that maybe there was a problem with your upload connection. So for example, I can upload a 20-minute 4K video in around an hour, 15 to 20 minutes video in about an hour. And that is not a super fast high-speed connection either. My connection is 15 megabits per second upload speed. Okay, so it's your upload speed. Do a speed check to see what your upload speed is. So you can go to speedtest.net is one example, or just Google speed test and go to that website and click go. And it'll do a little test to see how fast your download speed and your upload speed is. And that might help. But yeah, I think there's something maybe wrong with your upload connection for it to take that long. Another question, is there something available to compress video? There is. You can compress videos with a program called, what's the one that I use? Handbrake? Is that what it's called? I think that's what it's called, Handbrake. Let me just, I'm just taking a quick look at it. Where are you? Yeah, Handbrake, that's what it's called. The icon is like a little pineapple or something. Anyway, it's a free app that you can download for either Mac or PC, and it allows you to compress your videos. I don't use it now. I mean, I have it because I have used it in the past, but for YouTube, I usually just upload it the way, the way I rendered my video and go with that. Oftentimes what I do, if I have a video that I want to upload and I know it's a longer video and I know it's going to take longer, let's say I know it's going to take close to 2 hours, but I want to have the video out in an hour, what I sometimes do is I'll grab my MacBook, which is what I use. I'll just take the MacBook, throw it in my briefcase, jump in the car, and there's a grocery store up the street that I can go to that I know in the parking lot there is 5G plus cell phone or mobile phone connection speed, which I don't have here at the house. So I go there and I tether my MacBook to my phone, and I upload it through that, and it goes twice as fast. So that's another option. If wherever you are, your internet connection speed is not very good, try to do some research and figure out where a good place would be that does have good internet. And if you can be mobile, like if you use a laptop, you can take it with you and maybe try to do it at a better location. Just what I do, but maybe that's something you can look into. Okay, let's see if any other questions. Here we go from Brendo. As an Amazon affiliate, what disclosure statement do you have to put next to the link? Does it have to mention Amazon specifically? Good question. I don't think it has to mention Amazon specifically, but you do have to disclose that you have affiliate links. So like on mine, let's share this with you. If I share my screen, this is just my channel. Let's go into this video. This is the one that I uploaded yesterday, and let's take a look at my description. Because I do have some, so all these ones here are, those are all affiliate links, okay? Amazon affiliate links. And these actually are affiliate links as well. They are, no, they're not all affiliate links. This Canva one is not. This Epidemic Sound one is. Anyways. Here we go here. Here's what I put in there. By using the affiliate links above, I may earn a small commission if you decide to purchase anything. Thank you for your support. That's all I've got in there. In addition, when you upload a video, there's a box you can check that says, okay, no, sorry, that's something different. That's something different. So to answer your question, yes, that's what I put in there. But no, you don't have to say Amazon specifically. Because all of your affiliate, you may have different affiliate links. You may have some Amazon and some Epidemic Sound, for instance, right? It might not all be from the same place. So that one blanket statement covers all that. Now, what I was going to say was when you are uploading a video, if your video is a sponsored video, you have to disclose that as well. So typically in a sponsored video, you would have the sponsor, the company, linked to in your description, and oftentimes they will tell you, put it at the top, put our link at the top. That might be part of the deal that you make with them. So there's that, but also there is a box that you can check when you upload your video that discloses the fact that there is a promotion or a brand deal, or what, I can't remember how it's worded, but within the video, and that way you're covered. Okay, and you should also say in the video, this video is sponsored by whatever. You don't have to say it at the beginning. You can say it just as you're about to deliver the ad, if that's what you want to do. At the end, you could say thank you to whoever for sponsoring the video. But yeah, so that's all you have to do there. Hello, Tiff. How you doing? Smash the like button. Very good. Only if you like what you're hearing from me. Smash that like button. Hello, Blended and Beautiful. Hello, Spellair TV. How we doing? Good evening out of Germany. And cheers from Rodents on Road. Follow the Sun Tarot. Hi, Rob. Looking forward to today's live. Tarot or tarot? I think it's tarot. But I'm in Canada, so oftentimes that looks like a French word, tarot. I'm not sure. Sunny Iowa's in the house. Hello. Holly Rock. Hello. Chef Travels. Hello, everyone. Another day in paradise. All good. 5 out of 5. Yep, can hear me. Awesome. Hi from Wisconsin. Noel. Hello, Noel. How you doing? Love the live streams. Awesome. I like doing them, so win-win. Bluefin can hear me. Pamela can hear me. Awesome. Richie, sounds good. Greetings from Madrid. Madrid man. Good to see you again. I can hear you and all is groovy. Good in Texas. Hello. No Grit, No Pearl. That's a cute name. The Dirt Princess is in Kentucky. Very good. Here's a question from Gwen. Hi, Rob. Do you use vidIQ? If so, can you explain how it works? How to interrupt the data? How to interpret the data? Yeah, so yes, I do use vidIQ. I'm a subscriber, and I will also mention, I will disclose that I'm a brand ambassador for vidIQ now. So I do have a link down below. If anybody wants to sign up, they can. And I believe the deal is $1. You can get started for $1. But there is also a free version, and the free version may be all you need. And so, so how do I answer your question? So the bottom line is I am not ready yet to basically give my full-on review of vidIQ and how to use everything within vidIQ, because there's a lot in there, and a lot of it I don't use. I can show you some of the free things that I use that I find are super helpful, and I highly recommend anybody considering it, or even if you're not, even if you will only ever use the free version, I highly recommend that you download the free version. And what I will show you, here, let me show you my screen again, right here. So for example, do you see all this stuff here? That was added, actually, let me just make this a little smaller so my face is not in the way. This was added to YouTube, my YouTube page, by vidIQ, because I have the free vidIQ extension installed. Okay, installed in my, so it's a Chrome browser extension, and I think it's also available for other browsers, but I use Google Chrome. So if you did not want to see that, you can collapse it like this. So you can expand it, and then there's a couple things you can look at. Views, that's views from this video. So whatever, when you go and you surf YouTube and you see a video you like, let's say you're doing research, you like this video, you can do some research on it. So in the first 24 hours, it's got 3,600 views. Here's the graph of the views. The gray lines at the bottom here is the graph of the typical views, I believe. Yeah. Average for the channel. Let's see what else we got here. I usually use this one here, the overview, and then you can toggle between the number of views that the channel has. Overview is for the whole channel, and also the subscribers. and you can see how I got to 44,000 subscribers. That it didn't do much for the longest time. Oh no, wait, now that was showing views. This looks like it might be glitching right now, because let me refresh the page.
If you're a new creator and...
Okay, so let's go to subs. And for some reason, this graph is not switching to subs. It's staying on views. I've never noticed that before. Okay, so yeah, the graph's not changing. Anyways, the graph looks similar for subscribers as it does for views. And yeah, you can usually hover over here and see how many subscribers you had at a given date. Okay, so anyways, I like that. And then the other thing that I like, if I go into Studio, so the extension also adds some things to your YouTube Studio, especially if you go into the Community tab and look at comments. You can see right here how many subscribers your commenters have, which is handy sometimes. If somebody is saying, you know, I have so many subscribers and how do I get more, and I'm stuck, and whatever, if I'm trying to answer them to help them out, it's nice to be able to see that at a glance. Okay, so yeah, just a couple of things. Also, what if I go to YouTube? 1 second here. YouTube. Give me 1 second here. Take a drink while I'm doing this. Okay, so I'll bring this down. If we look at, we look at any of this stuff, any videos while you're searching through YouTube, and actually that got a little smaller. You can show 4 a page. What do I want to show you here? Like this, for example, this 6.9x. This is telling me that video is doing 6.5 times better than this channel's average. Okay, so that's handy to see. This right here, 1.9 thousand views per hour. That's handy to see. Okay, it shows over here's another one. 424 views an hour, 6.3x. That's a really good one. Here's an 11x, okay, and so on and so on. So it's just handy. Handy data that vidIQ adds to your YouTube page and also to your YouTube Studio. That's really all I can say right now until I get more into vidIQ. And at some point in the near future, I will do in fact, I should write that down. I will, just to remind myself, vidIQ. Add it to my list of videos that I need to make. All right, Gwen. So anyways, I hope that helps. I know I didn't answer your question exactly, but half answer. I only have time to make a short video every couple of weeks. It seems I won't run a profit for years at this rate. That could very well be. So, you know, it depends. What am I trying to say now? I mean, some people, it's all over the map. Some people have great success in a short period of time, and some people take a lot longer to show success. Some people will do a video every day and still don't have success after a year or two. Okay? Whereas other people might only do one video a month and have success in a few months after only a few videos. So it really, it's the most important thing is the content. How much does your content resonate with your audience? Okay? How well does the video do? So if you're making a short video every couple of weeks, so that's not a lot, but that's not the only reason why you say you won't turn a profit for years at this rate. I mean, there's so many other variables. You know, the frequency at which you make videos is only one small one. I guess my first thought would be, what's holding you back? Maybe you don't have the time. And if you don't have the time, I mean, we can't create time. I wish we could, but we can't. We only have as much time as we have. For example, if you have a full-time job, then maybe you only have so many hours to devote to it. But then what you'd want to do is look at ways to improve your efficiency. You know, how can you make videos faster in a shorter amount of time? for instance, right? So maybe it means you do less editing, right? And make more authentic videos, less heavily edited. Just get on there and speak your mind, right? Like if I can press record on my phone and look at my phone and talk for 5 minutes. There's a 5-minute video. Upload it, boom, done. Right? You could do that. Now, if you want a little more control, if you want to make sure you say what you want to say and all this, then yeah, it's going to take a little bit more time to prepare and then also to edit afterwards and things like that. But yeah, if you're not happy, and I get that impression from the comment that maybe you wished you could turn a profit quicker, then look at ways to speed things up to be able to make videos quicker is what my suggestion would be. Conductor Martin in Calgary, hello. How are you doing? Let's see. We got Virginia. Yes, you can hear. Alabama, not 40 yet, but I'm pushing. Enjoy your videos. Awesome, Jessica. That's great. And yeah, this isn't only for people over 40. I know I've made some videos with that in the title, but that doesn't matter. Let's see. By the way, I joined because of the walking, but the cat now makes it interesting. Yeah. That's two things you won't see together, by the way. You won't see me walking Peanut out on the trail. Not going to happen. She'd probably like it, but then she'd be gone. I'd never see her again. You're from California, first-time viewer. Welcome. Welcome from California. Sort of new and from New York. Awesome. Sophia from Portugal, longtime viewer. Hello, Sophia. Good to see you again. First time live, Rob. Okay, lots of first-timers. First time, Nathan. Hello, Nathan. Watching from Newfoundland, and great to see you have viewers from all over the world. It's cool. Sorry, I keep getting text messages coming in. Let's see. That's the thing about if you have an iPhone and a MacBook, your messages or like iMessages come in on the MacBook as well, which is handy if you're busy working and it pops up. You can type an answer instead of texting and answering. Paul here from Scotland, very new to having a channel. Awesome. Good luck with it, Paul. Hello, Carrie. How you doing? Gwen says, does my new channel need an intro video? No, it does not. But I do often suggest people start with that if they're having trouble figuring out what to make a video about. That's one thing you can do. But if you already know what you want to make videos about, then don't even worry about that. You can really introduce yourself in every video. And I do think that's kind of important. Actually, it's funny that I think is it the one I posted yesterday? No, I think it's the video that I made yesterday and posting tomorrow. I did the video and it wasn't until the very end that I said, oh, by the way, my name is Rob. It was at the very end. But yeah, no, I think especially for branding, if you want to put your name, if you want your name to be recognized, if you want your face to be recognized, you put it in the thumbnails, you put yourself in all your videos. I think it's important to let people know who you are, like your name, first name anyways. So yeah, I try to make a habit of saying that always in my videos. I've got it in my channel title, Rob the Maritimer. The Maritimer is not my last name, but Rob is my first name. So I think it's not necessary, but I just think it just adds a little bit more of a personal touch. There are very successful channels that don't put the creator's name in the channel title at all. So it's just the way I like to do it. So there you go. And I think for the most part, the people who watch my videos or come on this live stream, you know what my name is, probably because you see it and hear it enough. Okay, let's see, where are we? Okay, here's a question. My biggest challenge is currently try and understand why my views are on a steady decline. My quality and production of my videos has increased since video 1, but views dropped by a big amount. Okay, so it's interesting you say that because I've had this chat with somebody else in the comments section earlier this morning, or was it last night? And same sort of thing. I'm getting better at making videos, but my views are dropping. Why is that? They should be increasing. Well, that kind of goes back to why are what am I trying to say? Authenticity is a big part of it. Okay, overproduction is not often rewarded. Okay, that could be part of it. So, if the quality, what is it about your videos that makes you say the quality is better? Is it the production, like the editing of it and how things look, or is it the actual content? Okay, the content is the most important thing by far. You can heavily edit a video and take weeks to edit a video, and you think it's a masterpiece, it's perfect. But if people just aren't interested in whatever it is, whatever the message is, they're not going to watch it, right? So that's the most important thing. You can have, well, let me use Maggie McCormick as an example. So she's somebody from Australia who started her channel, I think around 5 months ago. And then a couple months ago, she had a video go absolutely insane and blew up. And last I checked, it was getting close to 5 million views. And she, like in a month, she grew from, I think, 1,000 subscribers to 160,000 subscribers. Like huge. Her video that went viral was just her sitting with some trees in the background. She might not have even been sitting, I don't know. But she was outside, her on screen. Every once in a while, there would be text pop up to kind of highlight a point she was making. Or I don't even remember if there were images that popped up. But the editing was minimal. It wasn't very much. I think she did cut out some dead space every once in a while because she did mention that she scripts a lot of her videos so that she doesn't forget what she wants to say. And that's fine, but it just means you're going to be editing more. So that's one example, and I've seen other examples too of people just talking like this, talking to a camera. I had a video do really well in January, and another one, my best one yet, last July, where it was just me talking to the camera. And for the most part, I think it was one take, right? Just one. I made a bunch of mistakes at the beginning trying to get going, but then once I got going, I think I maybe had one or two cuts because I don't know, I forgot what I was going to say and I had to remind myself and start again. Just leave it recording the whole time. Yeah, the video did amazing, like getting close to 500,000 views now, which is my best. So minimal editing. I think I filmed that on a Thursday night, and by the end of Thursday night, it was edited, and it went out Friday morning. So, yeah, I guess that's my point. I don't even know if that's, if you're heavily editing your videos and that's what you think is making, that's why you think they're better. But a lot of times what you think is better and looks better is not necessarily what the audience is looking for. And the only real way to know is to look at your analytics. Like if the video did not perform like you thought it should, then you have to take a look at why. Like kind of step back a bit, look at the video, look at your retention graph. Where did you start losing people? Was it in the intro? Then really take a look at your intro, your first 30 seconds. How quickly were you able to tell people what you were about to tell them, or what your video is about, or how quickly did you get into the good content? Did you start delivering good content right away? Right? That's what people want. They want a lot of good information in as short a time as possible. Right? Don't stretch it out. That's the worst thing you can do. If you're aiming for a 20-minute video, but you only have 10 minutes of content, then make a 10-minute video. Try to make it a 5-minute video, right? Just pack it all in, lots of good information so that the viewer finds it impossible to leave. Okay, that will boost up your retention graph. And then, of course, look at your clicks, right? If you didn't even get the click, if your click-through rate is really low compared to your other videos, then your thumbnail and title weren't good enough, okay? Or it might even just be that the content of that video was not what enough people were interested in. Not every piece of content has the ability to go viral and do really well. So it's a game. It's a trial and error game. You got to do something, see what's working, what's not working, and try to deconstruct it and try to make more videos the way you think that way works the best. I don't know if I said that right, but hi Lee, how you doing? I just saw your message. I'm back a little bit in the live chat, but I'm going through it and asking or answering questions. Rick from Belize, welcome Rick, new viewer. Welcome. Monty Python-ish. Oh my, Lee just gifted 5 memberships to the channel. Thank you so much, Lee. Really appreciate that. I know what that means now. So for those who don't know, you can join the channel. And I don't even remember how. I think it's $3.99 or maybe it's $4.99. I'm not sure. I don't remember, but that's per month. And you pay that to YouTube, and then you're a member of the channel. And what that gives you, the number one, well, it gives you some extra icons you can use in the chat. Your name gets bold and dark green by the looks of things with a black background. That's what I'm seeing. So you stand out more, and you get that little anchor icon beside you. So, but all of that aside, you also can participate in the members only live streams, which I do every 2 weeks. So last Wednesday was our first one. And I call it the members only doc party. And it was a 2-hour live stream. It was a lot of fun. I think we averaged 19 people in there. So a lot more chances to get your questions answered quickly than here, where we have regularly over 100 now, which is awesome. Yeah, just a little more intimate group. I usually bring a drink, like a gin, with me, or a rum and coke, and just, a loose time, have some fun. And I do that every 2 weeks. So the next one will be next Wednesday. Same time, but it's always a day after these regular Tuesday live streams. So anyways, thank you, Lee, very much. Appreciate that. Bringing 5 more people in. Awesome. Do I have to learn to sing Eyes the By? Oh, to be a Maritimer? No. It might help, though. But I'd rather you know how to tie a knot. Maybe that's another video. I don't know how to tie a proper knot. Well, I'll show you. Video helped. Awesome. Awesome. Mabel's new to the live stream. Welcome, Mabel. Let's see, where are we here? Oh, here's a question. Spalair TV. Rob, I have a special question. Am I allowed to mention or link you in description of an upcoming video? I would like to make short and a casual video going in that direction, but for more, you are better. Damn, I hate my new phone. Did I get the whole thing? I mean, yes, you can absolutely link to me if you want. The way you link to another YouTube channel is like in the description below your video. You can just type the letter @ and start typing my name, ROB, and then it should pop up and give you a list of channels you're subscribed to, and you just click on the one, and then there's a link in your description to my channel. So yeah, sure, that'd be appreciated. Thank you. Mama's running a marathon. How you doing, Mama? My biggest challenge with my channel is the same as any busy mother, finding time to get the videos up. But that's not necessarily anything anyone can help me with. It's on me. Yeah. I mean, I can help with some advice here and there, and I think I did talk a little bit about that with somebody earlier on. But yeah, it's just there's only so many hours in the day, and I get that. And that's also part of the reason why it has to be fun, right? You have to have fun doing it in order to not quit, basically, so that it's something you look forward to doing in your off time. So yeah, but good luck with that. I know it's a challenge, especially if you're a mom. Absolutely, I get it. Greetings from London. Greetings, London. Or Stavros, sorry. Greetings, Stavros. Another question. My biggest challenge is currently try and understand why my views are on a steady decline. Okay, no, yeah, I have already answered your question. I don't know why this popped in a second time. When filling out, David, hello, David. When filling out the details to upload a video, is it necessary to choose a category? How important is category? maybe a little more important in the beginning, but really not that important at all anymore. It used to be, but is not as important anymore. The most important thing is your content, okay? Because people don't generally search YouTube by category, okay? If they'll search by keywords, and if your video, has those, keywords, it could pop up in search. Doesn't matter what the category is. I put mine in under how-to, typically how-to category. I think I've done some in education, but my preset is how-to, and I typically just leave it at that. And what I've seen is that really doesn't matter. So I wouldn't waste too much time worrying about that. 2 hours is long enough for the live. Yeah, and it's on me. I mean, I get going with these, and I don't mind. Like, I like doing these, and I like answering questions. Even though I start getting tired and whatnot, I do have someplace I have to go. Though I have to leave at 5, which is, it's not even 3 yet. But so if I leave, if this is 2 hours long, that'll give me an hour before I have to go. Okay, looking for another question here. Stavros, are you using a video editor? If so, where did you find them? Oh, okay. At first, when you said video editor, I thought you meant software. But when you said them, I know you're talking about a person who is a video editor. No, I do not use one. I edit my own videos. And 1 second, I'll take a little drink. So my thoughts on video editing, if at all possible, I would do it yourself. I'd learn how to do it yourself. It's one of those things you just have to learn. If you outsource the video editing, that could get expensive. There's several reasons why I wouldn't want to do that. Number one, it's going to get expensive, right? It could be a couple $100s to edit a video to your liking, and there's probably going to be some back and forth, right? To get it the way you want it. You might have changes you want to make, and that doesn't work for my workflow, my style, like the way I do things. I just make the change myself. If I want something changed, I just make it myself. It does not take very long. Once you get used to the video editing software you choose to use. And there are several, and they're all good enough. There are some free ones. There's iMovie is free. DaVinci Resolve has a free version, which is more than enough. You don't need the paid version. I use Camtasia. It has a free trial. It's not free, though. If you are interested in that, though, I do have a link below that'll give you a discount on that. So that's Camtasia. That's the one I use. I've used it for many years. CapCut has a free version. There was a little bit of an issue with that a couple months ago, though. CapCut is owned by the parent company that owns TikTok. And if you are in the United States, a couple months ago, there was something going through their, I was going to say House of Commons, but that's what we have in Canada, their House of Representatives. They were trying to pass a law to ban TikTok in the United States. And I think it did get banned for a day or two. And then what also happened is CapCut disappeared as well. So all those people who were using, may or may not have been using TikTok, but were using CapCut, now they weren't able to use it because it was shut off. So be wary of that. Or just be aware of that if that's the route you want to go. Route. That's what we say in Canada. What else is there? Then there's the old favorites. You've got Final Cut Pro or Premiere Pro. They are paid editors, and they are like top of the line. You can do a lot with them, but they can also be complicated. But yeah, so pick one. If you don't know which one to start with, I would start with one of the free ones, like maybe iMovie. If you have a Mac, iMovie comes for free on all Macs. If you're on a PC, then I'd probably start with DaVinci Resolve. It has a free version, and you can do a lot of stuff with DaVinci Resolve. And just play with it. Just start getting start slow. It's really not hard to cut up a video and to cut out bad parts. I was going to say I'm working on, but I'm not even to that step yet. But the next courses that I say I'm working on, even though I haven't actively started recording them yet, is video editing courses. So I'm going to do a beginner's video editing course for Camtasia, DaVinci Resolve, iMovie. I think those are the three I'm going to start with. And they're not going to be very expensive at all. It's going to be maybe 5 to 8 videos, something like that, per course. Yeah, so that's going to hopefully help. But because I still get a lot of questions on how do I do this, and they're fairly easy things to do, but maybe you just need to start, right? Where do you start? Like, where do I, how do you set up your folders? How do I sync up audio and video? How do I render? How do I, all the basic things just to get you going. And I'll probably include some little more advanced things, like how do you put a circle mask of your face on the screen, things like that, which are very, not that hard to do. So that's something else I'm working on. And by working on, I mean it's in my head. Hopefully within the next month or so, that'll be available. All right, so anyways, I hope that helps. Just requested to join. Welcome. Awesome. And Canada plus history, you will nail me into your channel with that topic. Very good. Handbrake. Yes, that was what it was called. Here's another question. How much distance is between you and your camera, iPhone, or for a waist-up shot? Also, how much distance is there behind you for a nice frame of whatever is behind you? Okay, good questions. So right here, this is not my iPhone. So this, I'm using a Sony a6400 camera. It's the older version of the ZVE10 camera with a Sigma 16mm lens, f1.4 lens on it. So that aside, it's not cheap. You could certainly spend a lot more on the camera. I think the camera might have been $800 and the lens might be $500 Canadian. So that's what I'm using here. And I am, actually, do I have? I thought so. I've got a tape measure here. I am 32 inches on average from the camera. So 2 to 3 feet, less than 3 feet. And that's probably how far I was in the video I did yesterday. This one here. I was probably 3 feet or so from the camera. Okay, and this one here was my iPhone. So the 1X camera, or lens, right? iPhone has 3 lenses, a 1X, 2X, 5X, I believe. This was the 1X. As far as what's behind me here, I don't know, like that chair there is probably 15, 20 feet behind me. That is probably a kilometer away. Back there, that's the ocean. So, this rock wall here is probably 40 feet away from me. That wall of the fence there is right beside me. So, yeah, so I'm 3 feet from the camera. Excuse me. Okay, but now back to this shot. So again, 32 inches here, and I'm going to say I'm 10 feet away from the back wall. Oh, okay, but from here, I am 4 feet from the side here. But back there, that is 6 feet. That's 6 feet away. And if I go way back here, that wall is 10 feet. Okay, I did not expect to do that, but I knew it was here on my desk, so why not use it? So there you go. And as far as the distance behind you for a nice frame, it really depends on your lens. Like I do spend, so like even for this shot here, no, wrong one. No, that was right. That was right. Sorry. Even for this shot here, I spent a lot of time, not a lot of time, but I set up the chair first. Like if we go to the end of the video, you'll see that. Yeah, so I set the chair up first. There we go. And I move the camera forward or back until I like the frame, right? I make sure it's level, right? The iPhone has like a little leveler right inside it. So I make sure it's relatively level, that I see as much of the chair as I want, and then I will play it until, like I'll do, if you watch this, but I'll do tests. Let's just back this up here.
I didn't even introduce myself. For those who are new here, my name is Rob. Thanks for stopping in. It was nice to meet you. Nice to have this chat. And for those who watch my videos regularly, thanks for stopping in. Good to see you again. So that's it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey, this is just a test. Does this work? Does this work? Just a test.
Okay, the reason I did that, I said this is just a test. I sat back and I put my arms up like this. That was because I wanted to see if everything that I could possibly do in the video was going to be captured the way I want to. So when I stood up from that, I went back around, I stopped that recording, and then I pressed play to play what I just saw, and I watched it back. I have 2 sets of glasses on there because I had to put my readers on to actually see it play back. And if I was happy with the composition, great. If not, I would have moved the phone forward or moved it back, whatever, or moved the chair back, whatever. So yeah, if it's a new setup, then I go through that process before I actually start the video. And yeah, I take note of what's behind me. So in this case, there's a red chair here. That's purposeful. Like I would survey the area and I say, okay, what do I want to show behind me? That has more color than anything else in the shot. So yeah, let's make sure that's visible. So, maybe I move the shot a little bit to make sure that that could be seen behind me. Okay. That was a conscious thought. The float out here in the water, I thought it'd be cool if you could see that. Just something else that someone might look at and say, what the heck is that? And just something you're looking at, right? I wanted a lot of this fence to be in it so that you could, for those who might notice, tell that it's part of the same fence that was in the background of the video I did previously. Okay, and just some things. Yeah, so it was done purposefully, and I do the test thing just to make sure I'm happy with the way I'm framed. Because once I start making the video, I can't see myself. Remember, I use the rear camera on my iPhone. I don't use the selfie camera. I use the rear camera, so I can't tell. So that's why I'll do this, a test. My arms might be up here. I go through the motions, right? And for tomorrow's video, I had some ropes and stuff with me. So I actually did some testing with, to make sure you could see the ropes, right? So yeah, that's, those are my thoughts on that. So hopefully that helps. Pearl, or no grit, no pearl. That's a good suggestion. Access public Wi-Fi only with a VPN. Absolutely. Surfshark is a good one. They sponsored one of my videos and will be sponsoring some upcoming videos as well. So I like Surfshark. I have it installed right now. Crawford Inspirations. Hello. What advice can you give to people who want to start a YouTube channel but have perfectionistic tendencies? Performance paralysis, procrastination, self-criticism, etc. Well, I could tell you that I've been through all of that because I was the same. I guess the best advice I could give you is that, well, no, there's all kinds of advice I could give you. Let me just put it this way. Once you finally get going and you start making videos and you start making lots of videos, I guarantee you will look back at the times when you were procrastinating and trying to be perfect and not totally happy with what you're doing, so it was slowing you down. You're going to look back at those times and you're going to wish that you had started sooner and you just started. I guarantee that. I guarantee it. So I hear that from everybody. And it was the same with me. I spent over 3 years, struggling with YouTube. After 3 years, I think I was at 2,700 subscribers, which is not none. So I know that that's not bad, but I had done a lot of videos. But before I started, yeah, I mean, I spent a lot of money on gear that I now know I didn't need to spend. Right? I mean, this camera that we're using right now, I don't need it. It's nice. I have it, and I bought it before I even started making videos, but I didn't need to. I just needed my phone. That's all I needed. And as far as being perfect, what I can tell you is the most important thing about your video is not how perfect it is, and how perfect you look and how perfect you deliver the message. It's not about any of that. Sure, you can strive to be perfect and try to be as good as you can, but that's not what's going to grow your channel. What's going to grow your channel is you being authentic and just delivering a message that people want to hear. That's the bottom line. I've watched videos that have millions of views where the lighting is horrible and you can hardly make out the guy's face. I'm thinking of one in particular. You know, 1 million views in a month, and the lighting is horrible. His audio is not very good. But the message was, you know, interesting and people wanted to hear it. So once YouTube notices that people are interested in this and they want to hear it and it's doing really well with the click-through rate and the retention, yeah, let's push it out to more and more people. And before you know it, boom, there it goes. So there's that. So being perfect really doesn't matter. The other thing is that's really cool about starting before you're perfect is that if you make a video and you're really not happy with it, it kind of sucks, you know it's not going to do well, upload it anyways. Like, just upload it, because you're right, it's probably not going to do well at all. Your first 20 videos are going to absolutely suck. They're not going to be good. But your first 20 videos are not for viewers. They're for yourself. They are for you to practice getting better making videos and delivering your message, right? And trying to figure out what works, right? So make a video where the intro is delivered as quickly as you can and you got right to the point and you're delivering all kinds, do the best you can at that. Then with the next video, maybe you spend more time on lighting and then you can measure, see which video did better, and then do more of the one in the style of the one that did the best. And then, you know what I mean? You're practicing, you're learning, you're doubling down on things that work. And before you know it, you're up to 20 videos. You're probably much better now. And you've learned what works and what doesn't work. You're getting better at it. But also you get to look back at your first video and see that, wow, I've come a long way. That's good to see. That's a lot more fun than looking back at your first video and saying, yeah, I waited 10 years before I started, but all 20 of my videos are perfect. That's not near as fun, because also it probably, they may not be doing as well as they otherwise would have had you gone through the natural stages of growth and learning and all that. Okay, so I hope that helps. I completely get where you're coming from. Because I was the same way. I wanted to be perfect. I wanted to look a certain way. I wanted the lighting. I wanted blue curtains. I wanted, no shadows on my face. Yeah, but in the end, it doesn't matter. The video of mine that has done the best is one where I did not put much thought into it. I just had a couple bullet points and I just talked heart to heart, talked to the camera, and it was a message that other people wanted to hear. That's what it comes right down to. Here's a question from Nadim. Your input, please. Creating YouTube channel about drawing and photography tutorials. Do you recommend starting with one niche? Yes, I do recommend starting with one niche if you want to grow fast or faster. If you start with two completely separate niches, you're not going to grow as fast because the YouTube algorithm is not going to know who your audience is, or if they start figuring out who your audience is based on your drawing videos, and then you make a photography video and YouTube sends that to the people who like drawing videos and you don't get very good results from that, then YouTube is going to go, okay, no, maybe I've got it wrong. Maybe I don't know what the audience is. And now you've confused the algorithm, and now even your next, drawing video may not do as well as your first ones did, right? So I do recommend starting with one niche. Pick your favorite, start with that. If it's not going so well, every once in a while, maybe try to throw a little bit of a photography angle in there in your drawing videos, right? Try to see a way that you can kind of marry the two together, and maybe that helps. But yeah, if your primary goal is to grow as quickly as you can, then one niche is the way to do it. I think for me, instead of a question, is more of a statement maybe. Since I'm only 4 videos into YouTube, it's really hard to gauge anything as far as challenges or things. Yeah, good point. You're right. It is hard to gauge after 4 videos. I would just stick with the program. I mean, you can still look at things like your click-through rate, compare it to the click-through rate of your other videos. Are you getting better at it or not? Yeah, and just keep, but that's pretty early. 4 videos is very early to get any sort of gauge on how things are going. Just keep making content. Hello, Steve. How you doing? Don't go anywhere without a VPN. We're late, but hey, Rob and everyone. How you doing? Drakes, how you doing? Hello, Lynn. How are you? Hope you're doing good today. Hello, Stephen from the UK. Here's a question from Nathan. What program are you using to share your screen with your video inset in the corner? So I use Ecamm Live. That's ECAMM Live. That is the program I use to connect my live stream, or to connect my computer to YouTube through and live stream it. Okay, Ecamm Live. Ecamm Live allows me to set up scenes. Okay, one scene is this one with just me. Another scene is this one, which has this monitor as the base of the scene, and then this camera feed, as an inset. I kind of put that on top of it. Okay, so those two things together make up that scene. Then I've got my iPhone scene, which is that one. I've got my intro, and then back to me. Okay, so Ecamm Live, and that allows you to switch scenes. You can either do it by clicking the different scene names that I have here on my Ecamm Live program that I have running on my MacBook, or you can map those to a Stream Deck, which is the way I'm doing it here. I can show. Where is my phone? Oh, here. That's the Stream Deck, and I have the different buttons for the different. Let's put that there. There you go. Big mat. So yeah, that's how I'm doing that. Adil, is YouTube okay with topics being repeated on one's channel? Say there's an old video that did okay, but the production quality was a bit subpar. Is recreating the video and its topic okay? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I've done that. If a video does well, I may want to redo that, months later, maybe with a different angle. Like I'll maybe change the title up a little bit, change the thumbnail up a little bit, and talk about it in a little bit different way, maybe from a different perspective. No problem at all. Another example of that might be, so in September, I made a video on how to create a YouTube channel. How to create a YouTube channel in 2025 is what the title actually is. I'm probably going to redo that once that has run its life and is not doing as well anymore. Maybe a year from now, or not a year from now, but like towards the end of 2025, I'll do one for 2026. Or if YouTube changes the way you upload or changes the way that you create channels, then I'll probably have to redo that video because it's changed and that one might be obsolete. But yeah, no, that's no problem at all. Hello, Paula. How you doing? Lynn is in Pennsylvania. Awesome. Demetrius, first-time viewer. Welcome from California. Okay. Oh, your name is Barbara. Okay, got it. Dallas, Texas. Do you do private consultations? Yes, I do. So I offer one-on-one coaching. The calls are 50 minutes long. I charge $125 for them. And you can book one in the description below. What you do, you click that link, it'll bring up a calendar and you can choose whatever time works for you. I usually do 4-ish per week, sometimes more, sometimes less. Now, my availability to do those is probably going to go down as soon as I launch my mentorship program, which again is not quite ready, but that's basically the same thing, but it was going to be an 8-week package of those, but also some homework, and everyone is going to be kind of tailored to the individuals whose applications I accept for that. And I'm only going to take, I think I'm only going to take 5 when I launch that. But yeah, that's going to take away from that. So that's 5 calls a week, and that will take away from the time that I have available to do the one-on-one coaching. But for now, it's still available. So yeah, if you're interested in that, I'd love to hear from you. Okay, where are we? All right, I'm going to start. What are we doing for? Okay, we're past an hour, so we've got a little less than an hour to go. I'm just going to search for some questions here now. What was your criteria to select Camtasia over other products, i.e., OBS, Riverside? Okay, so well, Camtasia is video editing. OBS and Riverside are more for the live streaming part of it. When I mentioned that I use Ecamm Live for live streaming, you could also use OBS, and you could also use Riverside. Camtasia is video editing, but I know I didn't answer your question, but the reason I use Camtasia, because I know it's not one of the more popular ones like Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve, Final Cut, those are kind of the big 3. But Camtasia, it didn't actually start out as video editing. It was more of a screen recording tool that made it very easy to make very professional looking tutorial type videos, screencasts, right? Like, so for teachers, professors who wanted to make a nice presentation but make it in video form, maybe with their face in the corner, and they've got slides that they're going through, maybe some animations, but also you can, that's how it started, but then it kind of morphed into, you can bring in some videos, you can edit those now, and now it's just a video editor. So I've been using it for many years. I used to make tutorial videos in a previous business that I had, Demo Wolf, where I used to make tutorial videos for web hosting companies. Okay, and then I got into freelancing and making tutorial videos for other companies, and then it just and then got into video editing and adding subtitles and all this stuff, and I just kept going with the same software that I've been using now for probably 10 years. So that's why I use it, and that's why I've always used it. And in that time, I've seen them change into more of a video editing software. And anytime I've tried to use other ones, I've always kind of fallen back to Camtasia. It's like, well, yeah, I know you can do more things with this, but I can do this like 95% of it with Camtasia, and I can do it faster. So why would I change? The big one for me is animations. Animations are so easy in Camtasia. You drop an animation arrow, change the properties of the before and the after, done. It's going to animate from before to after. And you can do that with videos, with objects, with logos, with text, all that are animated the same way. Whereas with like a DaVinci Resolve or a Premiere Pro, you got to get into keyframing and dropping the keyframes and changing the way the ease in and out. And it's more flexible, and there's a lot more you can do with it, and you have more control over the way things animate, but it just takes a lot longer. So I'm all about speed, not necessarily perfectionism. How's that? All right. What is the best way to remove the sound of wind on windy days? I have a dead cat on my microphone, but even when I think it's not windy outside, it's pretty loud. Okay. I mean, honestly, that is the best way. So for those who don't know, when he says dead cat, he means one of these. You can put on the end of your, is that in focus? You can put that on the end of your microphone. This one clips onto the DJI mic. There you can see the connector. Yeah, a bigger dead cat, maybe, with more fluffiness. Like if you just have the one that doesn't have all the hair on it, it's more just like a foam thing, it may not work as well. But I find this works just great. Now, if you have it on the outside, that's one way to do it, just like I do here. So you can see it right there. Where's my mouse? Right here. Oh, you can't see. Can you? There we go. You can see it right here. But when I, like on a colder day, if I'm out for a walk or if I use my hoodie, I will typically attach it to my shirt under my hoodie, okay? And then you don't see it at all. That'll take away even more wind, okay? If you put it under your hoodie. The sound might be a little more muffled, but not much. Not much at all. You can still get good sound that way. So try that. See if that works. There's a vote for OBS Studio. Perfect. I've used it, and it's free. For those who want to try OBS, it's free. The biggest reason I like Ecamm is the way I'm displaying your message right now on screen. There is a workaround, a third-party app you can use in OBS, and I tried that, and it just didn't work that great for me. It did 1 week, and then it didn't, and then it did, and it's like, you know what? I'll pay for something as long as it works, and that's why I went to Ecamm. Hello, Jason. How you doing? I took a long break, kind of like you did a recent video, and now that I'm back, my warp drive is completely recharged. Awesome. Good luck. Have fun. Get lots done. CapCut. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, now just looking for the questions. Oh, I've not noticed that. vidIQ recently gives title suggestions in Dutch. This is new to me. In the past, it only gave English suggestions. I have not noticed that. But I do believe they are located in the Netherlands, so maybe that's a reason. You made it. Another live. Sup? Okay. Are you still accepting channel reviews? If so, what's the cost? At this very moment, I'm not, only because I've got a few in a backlog that I have to finish. I'm a little bit late on a couple, but the cost is $150 for those. And they may be going away depending on how much demand there is for my mentorship program when I come up with that. But if you want to shoot me an email, I can send you a link, the Drakes. My email is workwith@robthemaritimer.com. Just send me an email there, and or comment on any of my messages, and I can send you a link. Nope, the is not my middle name. Madagascar. Hello, Madagascar. How you doing? All right. Just looking for, take a drink while I'm looking here. Just searching for any more. If you have any other questions, don't forget to add the QQQ in the live stream. That way I won't miss them. I'm here for another 45 minutes. I think 2 hours is enough, eh? 3 hours is long, eh? The last, I think, 3 or so that I've done have been 3 hours, and that takes me to 5 o'clock. I just can't do that today. The question here, who else but me? Hello, how you doing? My biggest issue right now is to work out if my branding for thumbnails is hindering my progress. I'm trying to work out if balancing character recognition is more important or the subject matter. Character recognition, I guess it depends on what you're making in your videos. Are you in your videos, like yourself? If so, then I would suggest you put yourself in your thumbnails. Absolutely 100%, because that will help with branding. But when you mentioned character, that leads me to believe that maybe, like, I'm thinking a game that has characters in it and you making a video about a character. then yeah, you'd probably want to put a picture of them in the video as well. Or instead, if that's what your video is about, if you're not using yourself as your branding. So you're wondering if that's more important or the subject itself. So kind of confusing two things here. So the thumbnail and the title together are the two things that people get to see when deciding whether or not to click on your video to watch it. They have no idea about the content yet, other than what you put in the title and on the thumbnail. And the text in the title and the thumbnail probably should be different, because if you put the same text in your thumbnail, that's redundant. You've already got it in the title, so why bother putting it in the thumbnail? The other thing to keep in mind is you don't want too much text on the thumbnail, because a lot of people won't be able to read it if they're watching, if they're looking at your thumbnail on a phone, for instance. If they're scrolling through their phone, looking at thumbnails, trying to, decide what to click to watch, if it's really small and you've got lots of text there, they're not going to be able to read it. So what I try to do is just a couple words, 2-3 words maybe at most, big enough that people can see it if the thumbnail is small. And then other than that, have something interesting in the background. Either yourself or your character, I guess. And then, but then the content, so the thumbnail and the title are they are going to get people to click or not to watch the video. Once they get to the video, now is when the content is important. So the content has to be good. That first 15 seconds, you've got to get people interested in watching more of it almost right away. So tell them what you're about to show them. Maybe even show a bit of a highlight from deeper into your video. Put that at the beginning, a couple of quick hitting coming up scenes, and then before you get into the video. That's another way to do it. But yeah, the subject is super important for retention. So I hope that helps. I love new yarn. Hi, Rob. Sorry if these are repeat questions. No worries, no worries. People come and go all the time to these live chats, so that I don't mind answering the same thing, but I don't think I've answered this one yet today. Are ring lights a hard no? If you had to recommend just one light for someone on a budget, what would it be? 2, do you mix your audio before publishing? Okay, so ring light, I would not say it's a hard no. I just think there's a better way to do it. The idea behind the ring light, so again, I don't have a photography background, but I believe the idea was you've got a ring and you put your camera in the middle, so when you're looking at your camera, your face is lit up fairly evenly. What you're going to see, though, especially if you have glasses, you're going to see those rings right in your glasses. If you don't have glasses, if you look hard enough, you'll be able to see the rings in the eyeballs. And maybe that's fine. So what I would suggest is not using a ring light that way. If a ring light is what you have, a better use of it will be to move it, 30 to 40 degrees off to the side and a little bit up, angled down at you. Okay? That will get the reflections out of your glasses. And also, it's nice to illuminate your face a little bit more on one side than the other. So move it off to one side. So that said, because that's where you're going to put a light, it doesn't have to be a ring light. It can just be a panel light. And somebody asked me last week, actually, if I had to do things over again, what would I not have spent my money on that I did? And what maybe would I have spent my money on, something that I wish I had that I didn't. So one of the things that I probably would not have bought that I did buy is that big light back there, that one. Yes, it's a nice light. It's a Aperture or Amaran, I think it's called a Cobb 60 light, and it's got a big old softbox on it, 36-inch, I think, softbox on it, which is nice. It diffuses the light. It results in a smoother light over me. But I'm not. It comes back to the whole thing being perfect or not. I don't believe you have to be perfect. And yeah, that throws a better light than the other panel light. I'll show you. I'll show you one here. See this one here? Just bring it over a little closer. So this is, I got my tape measure. It is 18-inch panel light, okay? That is what I have here and here. So if I switch over to my iPhone, so I've got one up there on my left and one up there on my right, okay? So if I were starting over, I would just get 2 of those. Now, they come in a pair, but you can also buy just one. And that's why I have 3. I bought a pair first, and they came with 2 stands. And I think I might even have a link to those in my description below. Yeah, I've got them. Yeah, it's the, we go right here, the newer 18-inch LED light panels. I think they work just fine. I mean, you tell me. With this look here, this is with both of them on. If I turn this one off, that's not bad either. That's one light, and it gives a more of a dramatic look. It's just one light just off one side. It's a little bit off, not 30 degrees, probably only about 15 degrees or so away, but enough that you don't see the glare in my glasses. If I were to do this, now you can see it in my glasses if I kind of look up towards it. One of these lights is fine. But if you think you might want to light both sides of your face, then get a second one, and it's a little bit more. So I have this one set at a slightly higher level than this one. They're adjustable from 10 to 100%, and they're also bicolor. You can go with the warmer type, more yellowish lighting if you want with them. I've got the hiccups today. So that's what I would recommend. Now, on a budget, I can't remember how much they were. I want to say they're $199 for 2 of them, something like that. They come with 2 stands, so then and they also come with a plug, so you can plug them in to power them. But if you also wanted to use them outside somewhere, like at night, say, you can got like an eyelash. You can power them with batteries. The back of them, if you look at the back. I don't know if you can see that, but you can put 2 batteries here, and then you don't need to plug it in. But I always have it plugged in. So anyway, there you go. That's what I would recommend. Here is a question from Dan. Hi, Rob. Love the live stream. If I use 2 cameras, is there a method or plan for cutting back and forth at the appropriate time? Would you suggest 3 cameras for interviewing someone? Okay, so I guess it depends on whether you're talking about live or recorded video. If you want to do it live, then you'll probably need something like an ATEM Mini that allows you to switch between cameras. If you are just interviewing somebody and you're going to turn that into a video, then it gets a whole lot easier. Then all you need is just 3 cameras, record just on the camera onto their SD cards. Also record your audio. So maybe you have a decent mic that's plugged into one of the 3 cameras. That's one way to do it. Or you can record the camera or record the audio completely separately. But yeah, for interviewing somebody, ideally you'd have one view of one person, one view of the other person, like kind of cross, and then one camera that looks at both people. Okay, then you've got 3 video tracks and an audio track, so there's 4 tracks, right? You're going to want to sync them up in your editing software. Some editing software allows you to do that automatically, like DaVinci Resolve. I think it's just the paid version of DaVinci Resolve that does that. But syncing it up manually is not hard at all. I do that all the time in Camtasia. I rarely have 3 camera angles that I sync up, but sometimes I do. And see, the thing is, all the cameras are recording audio as well, and that's what makes it easy to sync them up. You just kind of look at the audio waves, and it'll become very obvious when it's synced. Okay, and you can move them back and forth just ever so slightly to get it perfectly synced, and you play it so that you hear them all at the same time, and if there's hardly any echo, then they're synced. Yeah, and then once you have them all synced, you do all that before you do any editing, first of all. So it's important. That's important. Otherwise, you're going to have a ton of work, right? You take the raw footage of the whole interview, and you sync it all up. And then what I typically do is I chop off the beginning and the end so that I can easily put them back in sync if I accidentally move one out of sync. And then you start editing from there. And then you decide when to switch back and forth between views, right? When do you have it on one person when that one person is talking, but every once in a while you might want to cut back to the other person to see the reaction. You might want to zoom out to see both people. If it's a back and forth conversation, you know what I mean? There's different ways you can do that. But yeah, so that's, I would suggest 3 cameras. That's the best way to do it. If you can't, it's no big deal. You could do it with 1. And what I would do with 1 is back it up so that it's showing both people, and then create 2 more copies of that 1. Okay, and then whenever you want the left person shown, go to that copy, but kind of like change that copy so you're zoomed in only on that one person. So it's not as good as if you had 3 separate cameras, but it's not bad. It's a good, or 2. If you only have 2 cameras, then you can, maybe set one up on both of you, and then the second camera up on the person being interviewed only, something like that. Are you a sailor? Yes, I am. I don't have a sailboat right now. Well, actually, I have an old one that leaks, an old invitation. But yes, I used to teach sailing, actually. And I've done some offshore racing and small boat dinghy racing and stuff like that. And yeah, love sailing. A maritime expert, yeah. I'm intrigued at how few people knew what maritime even means. Hey Ty, how you doing? Good to see you. I can still read a deleted comment. Oh, maybe because I'm looking at comments in Ecamm Live. They're shown in both places. Okay, the Dirt Princess. Can you talk about gimbals? My channel would be DIY walking and working, lots outside. All right, so I don't use a gimbal, but the only reason I don't is because I film with my iPhone outside, and it has built-in stabilization, so I don't need a gimbal. If you don't have a phone or camera that has stabilization built in, then a gimbal is nice to have. So I don't have much experience using them. I do have an older DJI gimbal, the DJI 3, I think it was called. Not the Pocket. It's not a camera, just a gimbal. And I've used it a few times, but actually I don't think I've ever used it for any videos that I made for YouTube. I just used it when it's one of those things that I bought that I probably didn't have. Well, I know I didn't have to. I thought I needed it and I didn't. But yeah, so check your phone, see if or whatever you use to record outside, because it may, if you use a DSLR camera like this camera here, maybe yours has stabilization in it. Sometimes lenses have stabilization in them. Okay, so yeah, so I'm not, again, so when I make my walk and talk videos outside, again, if I did not have stabilization in my phone, then I would probably do that with a gimbal. But because I do have it. I've got the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Before that, I had the 14 Pro Max. It also had it. And I think that was the first model that had it. So if your iPhone is 14 or newer, it'll have it. And I can't speak to Samsung or Android phones because I don't have one. But yeah, have a look at that. Because yeah, it is nice to have some stabilization so things aren't as shaky, okay? I don't need perfect. Like when I'm holding my phone up, so this is all I use. I use this tripod to hold my phone, and I just put the legs together, and I just look at it like this and talk while I walk. And if I'm not perfectly in frame, that's okay, because for the most part, people are listening to what I have to say and not so much worried that maybe the top of my head's being cut off or the bottom or whatever, right? That moves around a little bit, but smoothly because I have stabilization built in. So yeah, for that type of video, you don't have to be perfect. So yeah, there you go. Does the category affect CPM and RPM? No, no. Well, I don't have proof of that, but my belief is no. CPM and RPM are they're affected by the advertisers. Who's advertising on your videos? Now I wonder if they. So I've never advertised on YouTube. So actually, somebody asked me earlier today. Have I ever paid for promoting my channel? And I have not. I've never done that. The only promotion for my channel has been self-promotion. So in some of my videos, I will talk about, previous videos, and here's a link, click that if you want to see that video, or next Tuesday I'm going to be going live, check it out, or stuff like that. So I promote myself within my own videos sometimes, but I've never paid for promotion. So I don't know exactly what questions are asked when somebody does that. Maybe they are asked for a category, but I don't think they are. I think it's more based on what is the advertiser willing, like it's keyword based. They'll say what keywords they want their ads to be associated with. So anyways, I hope that helps. And we've got a super chat. Thank you very much, Ling Academy. Thanks a lot for constant inspiration, Rob. Danke. Is that German? Thank you in German, I think. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. All right, how are we doing for time? Oh, we got less than half an hour. I'm going to have to... A friend of yours has a very popular channel. He has asked me to repost videos I like of his. What do you think of this? He's asking you to repost his videos or hers? That seems odd to me. So yeah, I don't know what that would be about. What do I think of this? I think just like you're not going to get a boost from him. I wouldn't think. I would just focus on your own channel. Quite honestly, like his might not even have anything to do with yours. So, yeah. It is really easy to learn to edit videos nowadays with YouTube. Yes, you can search just about anything on YouTube. Oh, what's this? Martin Bell. I know it's a plug. Remember to wear some purple for epilepsy awareness on the 26th. It was started by a young girl in Halifax. I did not know that. 26th of March? Like tomorrow? I didn't know that, but I'll look into that. And here, let me make a note. 26th. Purple. Well, I'm not going live tomorrow, so and tomorrow's video is already. But yes, I will wear purple. I did not know that though. Cool. Use the free DaVinci Resolve. I avoid CapCut as it is linked to the CCP, so not safe in my view. Yeah, it was the same sort of thing. So yeah, it is. The parent company is owned. The parent company of CapCut and TikTok are owned by, I think it's called ByteDance, which would be the English version of the company name, but it is a Chinese company. Same reason you don't use TikTok. Yeah. All right. Oh, here's a quick question here. Do you shoot videos on landscape or portrait mode for best YouTube videos? I just upgraded my phone to the 16 Pro Max. So you have the same phone I do. Definitely 100% landscape. always landscape. Unless you're making shorts, like or reels or TikToks, right? Like the vertical videos. Unless you're making those, always horizontally. Always. You can always crop them in to make shorts, but if you film vertically, you can't, like if you then want to turn that into a widescreen, you're going to crop down like that and you're going to have very little left, right? You can't recreate something that wasn't grabbed or not recorded on the sides. So always landscape or widescreen or 16:9, however you want to say it. Good phone though. Hello, Brian. Video editor is also good for screen recording purposes. So Camtasia is really good for that. I don't always use the screen recorder in Camtasia, but if you do, that's a handy way to capture both the camera and the screen in one shot. And that also allows you to do things like scale up the cursor or even change the cursor path. Things like that you can do with Camtasia. But if you just want a quick and dirty, recording of something you're doing on screen, you can use OBS for that, or Ecamm Live. Yes, if you want to connect with your customer, then you go face-to-face, not faceless. Let's see what Rob says. I agree, Lee. It's a lot easier to build a connection with your audience if your face is in your videos. It's not 100% necessary. I just think it gets harder to grow an audience if you're not putting your face in your videos. I know a lot of people are very against putting their face in their videos, and that's why I've made a lot of videos to try to help people get over that, whether it's a fear or whatever it is, image issues or whatever. But if you can get over that and just realize that most of the people out there, and I'm like the vast majority of people out there, really don't care what you look like or sound like or anything like that. They're interested in the information you're delivering. So, and if they can put your face, associate your face to your information, then it just becomes easier to connect with that person as long as you're looking at the lens when you're talking. But yeah, that's what I'm all about. I'm a big believer in that. See how Rob has split the shot in the video with his head and horizon being okay. Oh, okay, that's going back to this right here. His head and horizon being 1/3, the body and the rest is the bottom 2/3, basically. Yeah, and actually, yeah, the horizon. Yeah, I didn't actually put too much thought into the horizon, but you're right. Yeah, I usually like to have just not very much space above my head. Are you seeing my? I don't know if you're seeing. There, you see my mouse? There we go. Yeah, I usually like to minimize the space above my head to the top of the screen. So that usually results in the eyes being around the 2/3 line, like 2/3 of the way up the screen. Other than that, I'm pretty centered, even though sometimes it's often good to have yourself off to one side, especially if you want to put text or images or something else on your screen on the other side, right? But yeah, a little bit about composition. I'm old and ugly, I just saw in the... I ran my Spanish channel as a faceless channel with animation for years. It never did well. I switched to my face and it did much better. And I'm old and ugly. There you go. Spanish with Q-Ru, Paul. Well said. Well said. Yeah. Lingua Explorer, loving this insight into how you prepare. I hope it helps. I hope you guys find this helpful. Challenge is storage on my devices. Do you delete the clips that you have already used in a video? So when I take a video on my phone, I transfer the video to my computer and I edit it. And once I know that the transfer happened okay and I didn't lose anything, I'll delete it off my phone. As for the clips after I've made the video and uploaded it, I don't delete the initial or the original clips only because I have so much storage space. I have a NAS in another room in my house that I think it has like 20 terabytes of space. So I just, as my MacBook gets fuller and fuller, I'll offload the stuff from my MacBook to that external hard drive basically, and I save it there. So yeah, my MacBook, I think I have 2 terabytes of space in it. And you know, I usually, so right now I have 848 gigs free, which is fine. Yeah, so a project of mine will typically run anywhere from 50 gigs to 200 gigs, depending on how much B-roll I've taken and how many videos I'm adding together, things like that. So yeah, I haven't, but you can delete them if you don't have another place to store them. Oh, go pick up your kids. You'll be giving away 5 more memberships. Thank you, Lee. And yeah, I read up on how that works. So when somebody gifts memberships to others, you don't have control over who it goes to. It goes to 5 random people. If you buy 5 random people who are in the chat. So that's much appreciated, Lee. All right. I'm going to have to pick up the pace here, scrolling here. I apologize if I miss any of your questions, but I'm just looking for the cues. Here's a question. I have brand new channel with bad light quality video, but no views. Is it worth it to change my thumbnail to at least get views or just learn and move on? Personally, I'd probably just learn and move on and just try to get better with the next one. I don't really like looking back too much because most videos have a run and then don't do much after that. Regardless of what you do. I mean, I've seen the videos where it says, oh yeah, all you have to do is update your thumbnail and title and boom, your video could take off. I suppose that could happen. I've never spent too much time on that. I use the data that I get from a video, failed or successful, whichever. I try to use that data to learn from and move on. And so I try not to look backwards too much and just look forwards. So that would be my suggestion. Oh, Home and Hobby Bills just asked, what site do you use for music to avoid copyright? Can you recommend a great free site? So I don't use a free site, but I can recommend a free site, and that's YouTube, the YouTube library. You can download free music from that. If you don't find what you want there, or if you do want to look into paid sites, I use Epidemic Sound, and I have a link below for that that I believe gives you, I don't know what it is, a couple months for free or something. Yeah, so that's what I use, Epidemic Sound, but it's not free. YouTube library is free. Okay. I put out a few videos, had no idea about SEO or ChatGPT writing descriptions. If I were to rewrite my descriptions using ChatGPT, would the algorithm reread those new descriptions? I mean, you can. Again, I would not spend too much time with this. Yes, it might, but see, the thing is, I also use ChatGPT to help me with titles and to help me with text for thumbnails and to help me with descriptions and tags. But what I'm learning is that YouTube doesn't need all of that information as much as it used to, because YouTube will transcribe your video. YouTube will know what your video is about without you having to put too much effort into keywords and tags and all that stuff. So because of that, because I believe YouTube is good enough at, figuring out what the video is about from a keyword perspective, I just use ChatGPT and I spend very little time at it. I'll ask it, give me a 1 or 2 sentence description of this video. The title is this and the keyword text is this, and I'm going to be talking about this. I usually don't have to add that last part because I've already been talking to ChatGPT about the title. And at the end of it, when the video is all done and it's uploading, I'll say, can you write me a short description for this? Just 1 or 2 sentences. And then I just copy and paste. And then I'll say, can you also give me a list of tags separated by commas so I can copy and paste them? And it does that. Copy, paste, done. So yeah, I don't, that's the only effort I put into it. I mean, so yeah, no, I wouldn't even bother going back like that. I would just count this as lesson learned and do it that way from now on is what I would do. But yeah, no, changing your description, I don't see that getting YouTube to push your video out anymore. Oh, having said that, Simon just said, this is what I did for latest video and went from 200 impressions to 2,500 in 24 hours. All right. What do I know? If that worked for you, Simon, then give it a shot. Blue, give it a shot and see if it works for you. It's just not something I've tried. Okay. Ambient Dave. Hello, Dave. How you doing? How do I create an eye-catching thumbnail for my live stream in the near future? Thanks. I use Canva. Put your face in it. Put text in it. Yeah, that's what I would do. I don't know what you're asking specifically, but that's how I would make. That's how I make all my thumbnails for my live streams and my regular videos. In fact, I tend to reuse my live stream thumbnails. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but ideally you'd have a new one for every, wearing probably what you're going to wear that day. I take a snapshot of me wearing this, but I think I was wearing something else in my thumbnail. 10 minutes. Hello from Madagascar. Hello. Another quick drink here. Oh, here's a question. Can you show us how to set up the diffusers for the softbox? There's really no setting it up because it comes with it. Diffusers, all that is just the white piece of cloth that goes over the whole thing, and there's an internal white piece of cloth that also comes with it. So when you order a softbox, it comes with all that. There's really nothing else to have to set up. And actually how to set that softbox up on that light is kind of an involved thing. It's not something I can do right now. It would take me too long because I only have about 10 minutes left. But yeah, it's not that hard to do, and everything you need comes with it when you get the softbox. Just make sure the softbox you get has the same connection as the light requires that you have. Okay, so like the softbox did not come with the light. Two separate things. Hi Rob, recently posted my first video after 7 days, no views. What you think's going wrong? I tried to keep it genuine and be myself, recorded in my phone, in the car, etc. Quite disheartened. I feel you. That sucks, I know. But I wouldn't let it get you too down. I mean, it's been 7 days. You should be working on your next video. That's the bottom line. Once your video is posted, then forget about it. As long as you've got a title that kind of matches what you're talking about. And I mean, you can look at your click-through rate, right? Like, why aren't you getting views? Is it because you're not getting impressions either? If that's the case, then YouTube probably doesn't know who you're trying to reach. But if you are getting impressions and nobody has clicked to watch it, first of all, I think it takes 30 seconds of watch time before YouTube registers it as a watch, a click. So either they're leaving before that 30 seconds, or they're not clicking your thumbnail. And if they're not clicking your thumbnail, that'll show in your click-through rate. Your click-through rate will be, well, it'll be 0. And if that's the case, if you're getting impressions but nobody's clicking, then your thumbnail and your title are the problem. One or both, either thumbnail or title or both together, because those are the two things people see when deciding if they want to click on it or not. Okay, so yeah, that's what I would look at. See how you can do better with the thumbnail if you're getting impressions and no clicks. Alrighty, more questions. Here we go. Question from Michael King. We have the Rodecaster Pro 2 and experimenting with Ecamm. Would the Sony ZV-1 be a good vlog starter camera? The Sony ZV-1, I think that's the one that doesn't come with a... oh, thank you, Lee. Lee just gifted 5 more memberships. Wow, Lee. So for those who don't know, Lee is my... what's the word? I was going to say mentor, but that's not right. Moderator. Lee helps me moderate these live streams. I really appreciate that. He's been a long-time viewer. So thank you, Lee, and thank you for gifting those memberships to the 5 who yes, moderator David, thank you. Sometimes the word's there, but it just won't come out of here. Getting old. Anyways, back to Michael. I'm not that familiar with the ZV-1. I believe that's the one that does not have a detachable lens. It's built right in. And I think it is very popular for vlogs. I don't know anything about the way it connects. So you would have to connect it to your system somehow. Does the Rodecaster Pro allow you to connect a camera? My understanding is the Rodecaster is more for audio connections. I could be wrong though. Again, I don't have one of those, so I can't really talk to that. I know it's very popular, especially for podcasts. But you need to get a way to connect. You need to have a way to connect your Sony ZV-1 to your computer if you want to live stream with it. So one of 2 ways. The easiest way, like the way I connect my camera, is my camera has an HDMI out connection, and that allows me to connect my camera to something that has HDMI in. Right now, it's connected to my A10 Mini, which is a video switcher, but it could also be connected to CamLink. Okay, so the A10 Mini and the CamLink, they connect to your computer via USB. Okay, so to go from your camera, you'd go HDMI out to a CamLink, and then that CamLink is USB, plugs in your computer. That's how you connect that. So check to see if the ZV-1 has an HDMI out, and if it doesn't, maybe there's a way you can USB-C connect it, but I don't think, yeah, I don't know. I don't, like, that might not be as stable a connection, but we're starting to get into something I'm not as familiar with, but something I need to brush up on because I am planning to make a live streaming video, the basics of setting up live streaming. It's just that I don't have experience with the ZV-1. ZV-E10, which is what that camera is, has an HDMI out. This eyelash is driving me crazy. But I have heard the ZV-1 is a good vlog starting camera. Absolutely. Just have to make sure you can connect it to your computer for live if you want to do lives. Okay. You remember when I had 20,000 subs and now I've doubled it. Nice going. I grew from 3,000 to 20,000 very quickly from that viral video in the summer, and then things have been growing steadily since. Thank you, everybody, for watching my lives and watching my videos. That's how it works. DaVinci Resolve has a sync button for audio, and then you can easily make cuts. Yeah, that's absolutely. I just don't remember if that's just the free version or the paid version. I have the paid version. I believe I got the paid version. At the time, I was doing a lot of video editing through Fiverr. I was adding subtitles for people, and it had the paid version had an auto transcribe feature, which I took advantage of, and I really liked the way that worked. But yeah, this auto syncing, I think that might actually work with the free version of DaVinci Resolve if memory serves. Oh, there's a good idea. Matte white shower curtain in front of a window is ideal and very cheap to get a softer, yeah, as a diffuser, basically. Good tip. All right, just checking any last questions here. Oh, here's a question from Holly. What kind of work did you do before YouTube and freelancing? Was YouTube a fresh start or? Okay, so the short version is, my schooling is, I'm an engineer. I went to school to be an engineer. I ended up being a sales engineer for an HVAC company, basically working with engineers and contractors to get HVAC systems spec'd for buildings. Anyways, that's a long time ago. Then I started on my own. I started and ran a web hosting company and a web design company on my own. Started that while I was an engineer, and after a year of doing both, I quit the engineering job. That was back when my daughter was born, and she's now 22, so it's been a while. And then I did web hosting. I then just entrepreneurial stuff. I started another company, online company. I mentioned earlier about the tutorials, like the on-screen tutorials that I made those for other companies. Did that for a while, and then I got into the freelancing and the video editing, and then YouTube. So there you go. And like that's the 2-minute version of my work history. And yeah, no, I didn't do anything. YouTube never came into play YouTube didn't exist the last time I was an engineer. So there you go. 2002, I think, is when I struck out on my own. YouTube, I think, started in what, 08 or something, 07. So yeah. Oh, here's another. So the category does affect the CPM and RPM. Okay, very good. I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. All right, just looking for questions. Okay, I already answered that question. Yeah. Are cheap lapel microphones okay for podcasting, or should money be spent on a more reliable brand? One of my buddies on our podcast is using his ear pods, but could use an upgrade for audio quality. A cheap lapel mic, I would try that. Try that because they're only, what are they, $20, $30, something like that. I have one. Actually, the one I have, the connection is for my old iPhone 14, which is the old Lightning connector, but my iPhone 16 has a USB-C connector, so I wouldn't be able to use that anyways. I think I can change that connector. But anyways, I now have the DJI mic. But yeah, I will say that the cheap lapel mic was better than no mic on my iPhone, especially with any wind, because that also had a little dead cat on it and it eliminated the wind noise. But if you're doing podcasting indoors, presumably, then wind shouldn't be an issue. But I would try, for $30, I think I'd get a lapel mic just to try. But what you tend to see with podcasts is people using those Shure SM7B, I think they're called, mics, but they're like $400 or $500, I think. Pretty expensive. Do you wait 24 hours to upload a new video? You don't have to. I've seen people be successful uploading several videos a day. So there's nothing that says you have to wait. I personally strive for every 2 to 3 days, new video, something like that, if I have the time. 15-second short uploading for 10 minutes so far. Uploading from the phone. From your phone. Okay, so you're probably, so I'm assuming you're not connected by Wi-Fi. Maybe you're connected by cell phone towers. And if that's the case, maybe you're in a bad location, because that's too long. Excuse me. That shouldn't take that long. Oh, Brian has a question. I have the Amaranth 6D Dis light. What percent do you keep your light for brightness? That one, I set it at 25% because it's fairly close to me. 25% when I sit in the chair there and make those videos. It can get pretty bright. I don't need it to be much brighter than that. I have a hard time being unique on my niche. How can I do that? Put yourself in your videos. If you yourself are in your videos, then your videos are unique because you are the difference and your personality. And so that's another reason why I highly recommend people put themselves in their videos, because that makes their videos unique. You can talk about a subject that lots of other people talk about, but they haven't heard it from you. You know, maybe you talk a little slower than people, than other people. Maybe you talk a little faster, maybe just your pitch, your tone, whatever it is, your mannerisms, your background, whatever, makes your video unique. So a lot easier to do if you put yourself in your videos. That would be my suggestion, and maybe you are, I'm not sure. I do use the paid version of ChatGPT because I ask it so many questions. If you don't ask it that many questions in the run of a day, then the free version might be all you need. Okay, we're just about out of time here. Well, it says we are out of time, but oh, Gwen has a question. I use an iMovie on my iPad to create videos and post on YouTube. Does the platform differ, app versus computer? So I don't know for sure, but it might. It probably does, because there's probably a slightly different version of iMovie for your iPad than there is for a Mac. But I'm not speaking from experience. But regardless, you should be able to upload it the same way. So it wouldn't matter. You know, edit your video on the device you're most comfortable with is what I would suggest. But you might want to look at, maybe ask ChatGPT, what are the differences between iMovie on an iPad and iMovie on a Mac? Are there differences, and what are the main differences I should be aware of? It'll tell you. Can we see the cat next to you? Yes, you can. Hey, Peanut. You awake? Oh, there she is. Over here. Over here. Say hi. How's that? Whoops. Wrong one. There you go. Peanut cam. Once the edit is complete, do you upload as private or do you make it public right away? I upload it actually as unlisted, usually. I mean, it doesn't matter too much. But I want to make sure everything checks out before I go public with it. And I usually go public on the top of an hour. Like, I usually aim for 9 a.m. when I post my videos. That is what's turned out to be the best for me and my channel. Yeah, so if I upload it and it's all ready to go by 8:40 in the morning, I'll just schedule it for 9 a.m. and then it goes out at 9 a.m. But it's a preference thing. It doesn't really matter that much. Other than people may get used to when your videos come out, and it'd be nice to, you know, come out with a video when they're expecting one. Sorry, did I wake you up? It's their fault. They wanted to see you. Okay. You know what, guys? I think I'm going to have to go because I've got to take off in less than an hour. So thank you for stopping by today. Again, so just a couple of closing things. The mentorship program, not quite ready yet, but I'm working on it. I'm working on a application form for those who might be interested in that. You can join Creators Cove for free, link below. You can download my free stats tracker and the free YouTube starter guide, getting started guide down below. I offer one-on-one coaching if you're interested in that, link below. I've got a couple courses for sale, links below. Anything else, if you have any other questions, once I stop this live stream, you can ask them in the comments below. And that said, I will come out with a video tomorrow. If you're interested in learning how to tie knots and be a honorary Maritimer, then tomorrow's video is for you. So that's going to be a little bit of an experiment. The video has nothing to do with growing on YouTube, nothing at all. So I probably should be posting it on my other channel, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna post it here and just see what happens. And we'll talk about it next week in the live stream. So yeah, that said, I'll be back next Tuesday for another live. And then next Wednesday will be the second dock party for members. For those of you who are members, you can join in next Wednesday, same time. It's a little bit of a more intimate group where I'm much faster at answering questions. And I come with an alcoholic beverage and my bucket hat. So that's what I did last week anyway. All right, so that said, thanks again, guys, for stopping in. I hope you enjoyed today. Leave a thumbs up if you did, and I'll see you next time. All right, bye. And Peanut says bye, too.